This is what the world's heaviest man eats for breakfast. To start off his day, Walter Hudson ate 12 eggs, a pound of bacon, 32 sausages, an entire loaf of bread with grape jelly, and a pot of coffee. I'm giving myself until midnight tonight to finish not just this breakfast, but everything else on Walter's meal plan, which, as I'm sure you can imagine, is pretty gigantic, just like I'm gonna be by the end of this challenge.
Oh my goodness, I can barely see you guys over my gigantic stomach.
To kick off meal one, I poured an entire pot of coffee. And a few seconds later, I realized I should actually toast that bread. Oh, dang it. Looks like this got a bit overcooked. Even though this bread was a little extra toasty, everything was tasting amazing. The highlight of this meal was definitely the crunchy bread. After working my way through most of the bread and some eggs, this challenge was off to a great start. All right, our eggs, along with our first cup of coffee, have been eliminated. Now it's time to work on my breakfast sausage. It's a firm belief of mine that breakfast sausage cannot be eaten without some delicious maple syrup. Shout out to all my Canadian viewers watching this video. Breakfast sausage pairs perfectly with maple syrup. The other combination it pairs perfectly with, some tasty leftover eggs and maple syrup. I made quick work of the rest of the breakfast sausage. All right, the sausage is down. So far, this meal is tasting amazing. I set my sights on the bread next. I gotta get to work on this bread. After using pretty much half the jar of grape jelly, I had myself a grape jelly sandwich. That was a lot of jelly. Obviously, I was in the mood for sugar because grape jelly sandwiches just sounded good. But a few minutes later, I brought an old friend to the party. I need to know down below in the comments who is team chunky peanut butter and who is team creamy peanut butter. Nothing rings my bells like a toasted peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Or a couple toasted peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Goodness gracious. I'm like out of breath. So much bread. It's probably too much information, but there's a reason why I chose this mug. It's because it's the truth. You'll find out very shortly why this was so troubling. I took a few more sips of coffee and got back to work on the rest of the bread. Grape jelly just wasn't cutting it anymore, so I decided to use some peanut butter to get down the rest of the bread. But at this point, the bread was really starting to fill me up. I have to chew on the bread right now. Next, I set my sights on the bacon, dipped in some maple syrup, of course. I thought that combo was tasty, but what I made next was about to be even tastier. I slathered some peanut butter on some leftover bread, added a few slices of bacon on that bread, topped it with some grape jelly, of course, and then I had to do one last thing. Oh man, I am most definitely going to be regretting this tomorrow morning. W! Oh, W moment. This was one of the most unnecessarily delicious things I've ever eaten in my life. After making quick work of it, the only thing left was one slice of bread. Last piece of bread. Whew, that was a lot of coffee. Breakfast was complete. Next up was Walter's snack. According to the article that I got Walter's diet from, his between-the-meal snacks consisted of a handful of candy bars. But how much is a handful? After a few Google searches, I realized that a handful could mean anything. Thankfully, I had something up my sleeve. Alright everyone, so I have a random number generator on my phone with numbers 3 through 6. A handful to me is like 2 or 3. A handful to Walter Hudson is probably like double that. So I'm gonna let this decide for me. After seeing how many candy bars I had to eat, all that coffee hit me. I hit the store to get my candy bars, and I saw one that really caught my eye. And then I had one of the worst caffeine crashes of my life. I started with the Reese's Fast Break Bar, and since I'm a Reese's lover, this got a fire. I took down the Fast Break Bar along with the Hershey's Cookies and Cream Bar. Reese's Big Cup with Reese's Puffs. This Reese's Big Cup was also incredibly delicious. But the bar I was most curious about was up next. And now what I've been looking forward to trying the most, the Fruity Pebbles chocolate bar. The craziest part, this had real Fruity Pebbles inside. Ooh. A few minutes later, all the candy bars were down. Everyone just like that, 4 candy bars are down. The first snack was complete. Next up, lunch. Everyone, so far this challenge is going fantastic. The only thing I'm starting to worry about is the fact that I haven't used the bathroom today. And then it hit me. I needed to find a bathroom ASAP. see you guys on the other side. All right, everyone, it's time for lunch, and all I gotta say is exercise. I thought you meant extra fries. Man, I really gotta get a new joke. Walter's lunch beverage was a large bottle of soda. It's almost 5 p.m. right now. I'm having a bit of a late lunch, but we gotta get this show on the road. Walter ate 2 large sandwiches for lunch, so I ordered the Subway Philly sandwich. Needless to say, I was a big fan. I was surprised because this actually tasted like an authentic cheesesteak. The combination of the steak, American cheese, peppers, onions, and mayonnaise made this a fantastic sandwich. I gotta give a quick shout out to Subway. That was a 10 out of 10 sandwich. Even though I had 1 sandwich left, woo! I moved to the next part of Walter's lunch. Now I gotta get on over to my mound of fries, which I'm gonna wash down with some sugar-free ketchup. It helps cancel out all the calories. Unsurprisingly, the fries tasted like French fries. If you're new to the channel, I really love French fries. You guys know me, you know I'm team waffle fry, but to me, building a mound of waffle fries just sounded really weird. So I figured I would just make a mound of regular fries. Yeah, I have so many carbs inside of me. Woo! Even though I was starting to get full, I still had an entire Subway sandwich to eat after this. I gotta get on over to my last Subway sandwich right here, which is arguably one of the best Subway sandwiches on the Subway sandwich menu. Wow, that's so many vegetables. Why the f did they put this many vegetables on there? Even with the unnecessary amount of vegetables, this sandwich tasted mind-blowing. But unfortunately, all this bread was really starting to hit me. Man, I've eaten so much bread today. Ooh. But fortunately, I was able to push through and finish off the sandwich. Well, I got down all the fries, the subs. Fortunately, I still have this Coca-Cola left over, which I'm gonna use in my next food adventure. So yeah, I'm gonna hold off on the rest of this Coke for now. Because I didn't finish the Coke, lunch was a fail. The number I rolled next was 5. At this point, I had taken down just over 15,000 calories, and I hadn't even gotten to the hardest part of this challenge yet.